concerned or not with the various challenges that characterize the industry, that of the agricultural sector. And therefore, I want to take this opportunity to introduce Ria Jack of CARDIS, the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute. And from the perspective of CARDI as one of the key institutions, the key organizations of CARICOM dealing with agriculture, they invariably would have a wealth of knowledge of the various issues characterizing the agricultural sector. So without taking too much more time, let me just invite you to the podium. And anyone there? Anyone?
C, E, D, F.
Okay, good day everyone. Thank you for allowing me to make this presentation to you guys. And today I'll be presenting on the challenges and e-agriculture opportunities, that some of the agricultural challenges that we face, and some of the e-agriculture opportunities and solutions that we have come up with. In order to give you all these solutions, I'll provide the context of letting you all know who CARDI is, giving you all some background information on the Institute and our view of agriculture. And then we will look at some of the current uses that CARDI has seen for ICTs and that we actually implement. And then we will finally look at some of the future applications for ICTs. CARDI is at a very key stage in our development. We have just finalized our strategic plan for the period 2018-2022, and this is our 5-year roadmap for transforming the region's agriculture sector into a more modernized, competitive and resilient sector. And in order to fulfill this, to change the face of agriculture for the region, we recognize ICTs as a cornerstone for this development. So who is CARDI? As Mr. Sylvester just said, CARDI is an acronym for the Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute. And we are one of, as Cadet said, we are one of the foremost organizations of CARICOM that is dedicated to improving the competitiveness and sustainability of the regional agriculture sector. And we do this through our research and development. So we see the sector as, we see ourselves as a center of excellence for the region's food and agriculture sector. Our mission is to contribute to the sustainable development of the sector through agricultural research for development. And at the core of the Institute, we absolutely value partnerships, integrity, professionalism, accountability, transparency, and people-centeredness. We are spread out throughout the region and have a presence in 14 member states of the CARICOM. We were established in 1974 by the governments of 12 of these countries, and recently the Cayman Islands and the Bahamas were the most recent to join our member states. We are headquartered in Trinidad and Tobago, and we serve, and because of our spread, we serve a population of 6.2 million persons. So CARDI's view on agriculture. The Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations says that the CARICOM countries, well, with the exception of Belize and Guyana, are net food importers, And in fact, the region's food import bill is estimated to be $6.5 billion US. Unfortunately, these imported foods are primarily energy-dense foods that are high in fats, oils, sweeteners, and sodium. And of course, this has very heavily led to the replacement of traditionally local grown foods like roots and tubers, fruits, vegetables in our local diets. CARFA, the Caribbean Public Health Agency, has stated that the Caribbean is in the midst of a childhood obesity epidemic, and 1 in every 5 children are carrying around an unhealthy weight, and of course this puts them at a very high risk of developing non-communicable diseases later in life. This crisis, of course, we could see the response of the agricultural sector in trying to produce more locally grown food in a sustainable manner. And this can, of course, we could definitely see benefits of this in our children, reversing the cycle of reversing them from getting to the place of getting infected by non-communicable diseases. We could also see poverty alleviation, increased employment, reduction in the food import bill. As part of CARDI's strategic plan, we will be the vanguard of this transformation. That's absolutely centered to our plan in this strategic period, 2018-2022. And our goal, in fact, is to contribute to the food and nutrition security through the development of innovations that contribute to sustainable, climate-resilient value chains. We will also focus on strengthening the Institute, partnering with organizations and creating strategic alliances. And we'll also look at the enabling, as FAO Dr. As she said, we need to look at the enabling factors for this. In achieving these 4 strategic programs, which I went through just in this slide, we identified some cross-cutting themes, and of course ICT is one of these themes. And for the purpose of this forum, I will focus on our ICT strategy. So the way we approach ICTs is that we would scan our programs and see a need in some area of our programs. So for example, in particular in our business processes, in our finance, HR, knowledge management, etc., we would see the need for ICTs and then apply it to it. Now, in the application with these ICTs, we will look and see what the region or similar organizations are doing with their thrust. So if we are saying that we're getting into climate smart agriculture, we check and see what are people in, say, the Pacific doing with climate smart agriculture, or Guatemala. And when we see all of the strategies that these people have, we then decide, okay, are these tools, would they be able to be transferred to the Caribbean's needs, the specific needs that the Caribbean has? And once it does, then we will formulate a plan, a strategy to get this implemented in the area that we're focusing